Lonnie Stark, and I'm checking in on your urban garden. A lot of you have built this planter box and wanted to see how things were going. We mentioned that in the last episode that we talk a little about micro irrigation. You can definitely use one of these. Everyone's seen one of these. It's a watering can to water all of your veggies. The challenge is sometimes if you're traveling, if you're really busy, and you want to make sure that your veggies don't get too thirsty, you can put in micro irrigation, which is what this is, weaving around all of these plants. And it's very easy. You have a main line which connects to a water source, and then you have these other tubes that pop in, and you can drip the irrigation. It's a drip irrigation, so it'll allow it to drip water onto the roots. Now, when you think about micro irrigation, some may think that it's a costly investment, but actually you can go into any Home Depot or Lowe's DIY store to be able to purchase one of these irrigation systems. And what it does is just hooks on to your main water line. And here we have also a splitter. I would recommend a brass splitter. There are plastic ones, but those are a little less expensive but will not last as long. These metal brass ones will last forever. You just need to sometimes replace the rubber rings around inside. Now this hooks onto a larger, thicker black tubing, and that then gets strung along to the actual vegetable planter box, and then you can poke into it at various locations other watering lines that will be used. The other thing to think about is just the water pressure. Sometimes you may want to adjust the water pressure to make sure that there's enough pressure to get the water in, but not too much that it strains the actual tubes. We've shown the system in action. Now let's show some of the parts. There's many different brands for micro irrigation. This one's Rain Drip. Our system is Rain Drip, but there are many other quality micro irrigation brands as well. Now, a couple of the things you needed. Obviously, you saw about the 3/4 inch line that actually comes from the water source. What you want to do there is, one thing is make sure that this piece actually makes sure that the water doesn't backwash into your drinking system. This piece actually is a pressure regulator, which I mentioned before. This will take the pressure down to 25 psi. So it will reduce the pressure and therefore not strain the actual tubing. This tubing you'll use most often. This is the tubing that you use to run up to anywhere else you want to go in the home. So here to the vegetable planter as well as to the window box flowers. Now this is the actual connector, and what you need to do is this comes with a tool that allows you to punch holes into this tubing. And once you do that, you can stick this in and then attach it to other tubing as well. So you can split basically the tubing, and then at the end of the tubes at any point you can put one of these end pieces. And these end pieces, what we're showing here is for drip irrigation, and the grading, the different colors are for 2 gallon, 1 gallon, so you will find them in these little packages. And sort of like Lego packages, you know, you get different pieces and you can build up your system. So there's also cool other end pieces as well. There's ones that will allow you to spin and sort of spread water around. There's other ones that look more like a little mini fountain. But I find that the ones that are most, sort of, I would say, water efficient are these drip irrigation ones, where you actually drip onto the soil and it slowly releases it to the roots. That leaves less sort of evaporation water on the surface of the soil. Anyways, here are the products, and definitely check it out. Most DIY stores will have people that can maybe help out, but otherwise read up a lot online. There's a lot of great sources, as well as of course starksolarpeak.com.
It could be.
So see you next time, and happy gardening.